Welcome back to the Tnbe Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for November the 2nd, 2025, and we've got some 2.0 news. We've got some coming soon for the next Sovereign or Fans Toys Galvatron. There's lots of news. There's some stuff I'm going to talk about, but I guarantee you that this Sovereign won't show up prematurely. There is a little bit of news about G.I. Joe Classified. Let me just say this. I think Monday, this Pythona goes up for everyone and not just members only. But if I was you and you really, really wanted it, I would check a couple times on Sunday. But it's not supposed to be till Monday, I think. Also, we've got some fun stuff with Heman, Queen Marlena. Gotta say, a lot of people think I don't like Masters Universe. I just am not excited about all the stuff they've been putting out. This is definitely a necessary release. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. Queen Marlena. And then this is the Thundercat news for the week. Repaints of the crossovers. We'll talk about that. Now, we got more Motu news with some pictures of the update on these bones from... Is it Bad to the Bone? Is that what they're calling it? We'll check into that with some Ramen toy. We've got some Mondo putting out it's kind of a altered, different version of Sam Hain. In case you missed the first time pre-order, you got a second timed pre-order to get this one. And then we've got some Lego stuff. I usually don't talk about Lego, so I won't talk very long about Lego. But it caught my eye, so why not? And then there is some Star Wars news and a whole lot of other stuff going on. And then I've got some pictures of what I've found around for good prices. And then sometime this upcoming week, I am going to be doing kind of a pickups video. But let's get into the news coming up. All right, so got pre-orders up at Shozy Store. So everything that was pretty much at TF Con is up for pre-order there, and I got to get the rest of my pre-orders in. It's just I'm not used to having to drop almost $200 on some pre-orders, but anyhow, we've got pre-orders up there. We've got a Magic Square, another Legends Magic Square version of Blast Off, which is kind of funny because that's what's coming for the Masterpiece to finish it all up. And we've got the Dotson Brothers, but notice $30 on the Bone Crusher for Fans Toys. So a lot of Fans Toys, a lot of X-Transbots, a lot of good stuff. If you're interested in that, remember TH support the reviewer code. A lot of stuff this past week people are saying they missed the pre-order on. So I want to be very clear that the pre-order's here and now for this, and that $20 will lock it in that you will definitely get it. They're also making a Masterpiece 4th party Reximus Prime, which is basically the Takara one from like 2012, upscaled, so it's oversized, in a cartoon version. So it's a cartoon version. And you know what? My gut feeling is they're putting it out like this right now because there is that rumor of Magic Square putting theirs out. And once Magic Square puts theirs out, I don't think people will be wanting the Reximus mold as much. I'm not saying nobody would, but it is what it is. And lastly, I'm a little surprised on this one. The Fans Toys FT60 Broadside Oceanus is only $20 down. It shows normally something like this, like if it's going to be $400, like they have some sort of inclination of what the price would be, that they would have a much higher price point. Like the Bone Crusher's $30, and that's about a $150 figure. This is $20, but we're all assuming it's going to be $400 because it's going to be big. So I don't know. I'm curiouser and curiouser. So Fans Toys got a pretty good video made by Billy about the 2.0 of their Galvatron, their Sovereign. And I've already talked about this in the past, but I really think it's time for a discussion for all 2.0s. The whole concept of the same company making the same character twice. Now, I've talked about it in the past, but I think it's a really good conversation for Friday. But here he is from the front, and then here he is from the back. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It's better than the 1.0. Not sure about what we're going to get from X-Transbots, or if that'll ever even come out. No one knows, but this thing is, with this video the coming soon, and Billy having in hand to make this video, obviously it's getting really close. Really, really close. Not sure why this is a priority over others, but it is. I'm not going to rehash TFCon, but we've got Robot Toys making a masterpiece. B-Drill, RT, the D mains, it is masterpiece. D masterpiece, for whatever reason. And so this is going to be a good looking Waspinator. I can't wait to see it with actual real paint on it. The silver scale, gray scale, I mean, it's more silver than gray, but I really think it'll be a good addition to the team. And with that, we're going to be dialing out all of these characters from the early season 1, while Transart's doing what I actually prefer, Transart's with these vac metal ones, the Transmetals. Lots of people out there are getting their Rat Trap from Takara, and probably one of the last Beast Wars we see from Takara. Again, I can't truly predict this stuff at all anymore. I have no idea what's going on. What's going on in their heads at Takara, or what's going on in the heads at Fans Toys. But I could guess. And it looks good. It looks great. I mean, the giant backpack's always been part of Rat Trap, even in the show. And it's one thing I did like about the show is that they sort of matched the kibbleness of the toys. But the show characters always look better than the toys. These look exactly like the cartoon. And that works. Works for me. I got my Rat Trap on the way. He is a bit pricey for a tiny little figure, $85. Oh wait, was it like $105 and then I had $20 down? I gotta go look that up. People are really excited about getting the entire team of the Combaticons from the Magic Square Masterpieces. Mr. Elijah on Weebio does a fantastic job here. One thing I do want to say is that I have my final component on the way. Can't wait to get it done. Can't wait to start moving my display. Okay, I'm not looking forward to that, but moving my display around to make sure it all fits and looks good and all that great stuff. But I am excited to get the team complete, and it's like a domino effect because there's so much waiting on just one figure showing up. All right, so it's Zero Studio green version G, but it appears to glow in the dark. I mean, if it really is truly glow in the dark, that's just not like black light refracting off of it. But I mean, that's the same green glow that you're used to seeing from glow in the dark, and it looks impressive. You know, and that's the other thing is the lighting, like lighting up a Unicron can kind of be a pain in the butt, but if you've got the glow in the dark, I guess you can just leave the light on, kill it at night, and watch it just fade into obscurity, into oblivion as you float to oblivion. Looks amazing with the glow in the dark. So we got pictures from X-Transbots even after the TFCon. More pictures, better pictures, update pictures. This is called Dig Pig DMX41S, and this is their basically a repaint of their figure there. I want to say that it's a really good idea. The way they pulled this off to make this figure a scoop, is it scoop? It looks fantastic. And also with that, the updated pictures, you get to see exactly what it looks like. But it kind of blows my mind how these companies can just pull a whole other character off. Just how they even thought of it. But again, I'm always curious. Can this be a leg? I mean, is it possible to make this a leg? I mean, it's not going to include the parts that were needed for it to be a leg. So we got pictures of the newest Abominus completion. This one is the Satan. GS shell of TFW 2005. I guess Ghost in the Shell. Is that what that's all about? And this is showing there are some tiny URL 3D print stuff so that they can have extensions on the legs, not in the hair, but that's to put it up next to MMC. So make it as tall as MMC. These are like the 14 or 15 inch combiners in the early days of combiners. I kind of sat that whole era out, wasn't part of any of that. But now that they're true masterpiece, I mean, you could say that MMC is true masterpiece, but you could also say still a few inches short, but this will put it in that scale. Then you could put your Titan class Devastator next to it and all that stuff. That look pretty good. But I think it's a nice idea to upgrade this and get it into closer to the modern scale of combiners. So good job. So I think it's kind of interesting that I just reviewed the Blitzway Carbonics Black version of their Voltron Lionbot, and no sooner does that come out, does the Tactical Mover Black repaint from Diaclone show up as, I guess, on pre-order or is coming soon or something like that. Now, I haven't kept up with this very well, but maybe they've done with this with a lot of the other ones too. Still pretty impressive, pretty cool. Just I don't need a 112th toy line to go after, but I can still enjoy it and look at it from the sidelines. Still think it's kind of funny. Black repainted this one at the same time. 3-0 Evangelion. And this is the Robo-Do Test Type 1 Final Battle version. And I don't know the difference between the other ones. It just looks like a different coloration. And new theatrical edition. New theatrical edition. Looks pretty cool. It's not cheap. It's like $189. I mean, looking at this, you're like, oh, okay, well, what was that, like $40 or something? No, it's close to $200. After tax, it'll be $200. BBTS. Hill Park's making the AMK Pro around 8-inch. Oh, this was only be 6.3 inch. The scale is an 8-inch scale. This is Age of Extinction Drift. Official images and pre-orders are now live. $53.99 if you're in on this directly from their website, or I'm sure you can get it on Show Z. Well, I'm not sure of anything. It says it has diecast in it and all that. Looks pretty good. I'm not going that deep into the movie stuff. I'm going to get pick and choose a couple here and there. Not that I don't like it. It's that I can only buy so much. So if you're into it, go get it. It's got main figure, energy base and stand, Samurai Source 2, 3 pairs of interchangeable hands, pair of articulated hands, and assembly manual. Batteries not included, which is problematic. Loki's showing off their clear Megatron, and it is a legend. At this point, I'm really confused about scale, how big they are, but it looks cool. They're showing this, which is, it's not going to do the transformation. It's not going to blend like that. But this is the 18 centimeter tall G1 Megatron model kit, and 18 divided by 2.54 will give you a nice little number of 7-inch. 7 inches is not bad. What is that? That's more or less almost Hasbro scale. So Rising Force, the ones that are making a Legends scaled Minosaur that most people don't have good things to say about it, they're like, okay, well, let's do something different. We're going to do the Fall of Cybertron Combaticons Bruticus. And it's definitely stylized in a different way. And something I don't think anybody's really done in the Legends scale. Well, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But it's the thing they're doing, and yes, they look like bars of soap because the prototypes at this stage. And it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are going to like it. I'm not in for it. I mean, I just love the Magic Square one. That's all I need. But other people like this era, and the game was fun. The whole War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron kind of stuff. The game was fun. The era was okay. What are you talking about? Now, I've already discussed this in my TFCon video, but I do want to talk about this in the news. I probably talked about it in the news last week, too. The thing about it is that all these Junkions, all different combinations that they're going to make, it's just mind-blowingly crazy. And with that, I don't know what New Age is going to do with this. The more I think about it, the crazier it becomes. And the options are endless with this guy. And I think he looks fantastic. So it's dangerous. This is a dangerous character to get into, especially with all the different figures and easy remakes. And New Age goes way out of their way with the remakes too. So looking forward to at least just getting the standard one and maybe 1 or 2 different variations and a toy version, of course. Gonna move a little bit fast here through the Hasbro stuff. We've seen most of this stuff anyway, but Studio Series Transformers 1 Arachnid, G1 Windcharger, which looks good. You got Fanswiss coming out with theirs too. TLK Barricade. So last night, Barricade, Nemesis Prime, new in-hand images, and there they go. They all look pretty good. I think the last night is probably the film era, whatever you want to say, with the least amount of stuff made. So people are definitely excited for some of that. They want to get them some of that. And I'm going to use these. We're going to go through as fast as we can here. We've already seen a lot of this stuff. Sure Shot Brawl, Quintus Prime, and Amalgamus. Amalgamus is strange looking. But all this stuff here, it appears we're going to be seeing some... See, I don't even see about the pre-orders. I thought they were for pre-orders. Somebody said some of them weren't. But Transformers Age of the Prime, Sure Shot, all them. And these are... They have extensive galleries on TFW 2005. I just don't want to go into too many pictures with these guys. Alright, so this is a UK website, Mephisto and Transformers Studio Series Spotlight Optimus Prime 3-pack, which has just been revealed at Luca Comics and Games 2025. And it includes 3 different redecos of the Studio Series Deluxe Devastation Optimus Prime. And it's $85 via Hasbro Pulse if you want to get that. Releases on June 1st, 2026 if you want to pre-order that. And yeah, there it is. If you're interested in that. I mean, can you get enough Prime? Is there such thing as too much Prime? Prime time? Alright, Transformers Wild King, WKEXL1, World Dragnus, not Draconus, but Dragnus, in images, and it's a special new mold which transforms into an impressive dragon with 10 different configurations, which he comes with 2 Dragonite soldiers which can combine with each other, with either mode, and create powered up forms. And yeah, there it is. Here, oh, also the stuff will combine with the Megatron, and that stuff. Here it is in its combined mode. Femi King. This King is pretty cool looking. I like the colors. Are all over the place. It's all over the place with these colors. Next up, we've got the... Oh, this is Masterpiece. It's in the Hasbro section. So, hey, little bonus Masterpiece. MPG 19 Soundwave Laser Beak in-hand images. And I want to say this. I have this first one. Well, actually, I had a few of the first one. Sold all those off. I've got the KO still. And because you don't get much for your KOs. And I just wanted to keep one of the mold. I like this blue better. I like the lighter blue better. But it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I still probably won't get it unless I pick up, a cheap KO of it. Because I like the Fans Toys that much more. So it's not a bad one. But even when it did come out, I was like, oh, we could have done a little bit better with kind of how they handled the side of the lower legs and a few other things. But I was so ecstatic to get one back in like 2013 that I forgave whatever issues it had because it was decent. It still is decent. I'm just shocked they haven't done a little bit something to clean up the lower legs there. Imbilia Studios is making a comic book edition limited statues and comic book edition sculpture, 35 centimeters, handcrafted, 35 centimeters. So that's at least 10 inches tall. So 13.78 inches tall. Doesn't look that tall by the pictures here. But we're going to get the Megatron. We're going to have an Optimus Prime. They don't look highly detailed. They don't look like they've put a lot of paint detail work into it. But of course, they're trying to match a comic that they were probably trying to be cheap on. I'm not saying cheaping out, but they cheaped out. So I am saying cheaping out when they colored in the comic book, I guess. I don't know. I'm just seeing this for the first time right here. And there you go. There's the Soundwave. And then guess who else? You get 3 guesses who the 4th one is. Starscream. Here's the deal. What if you like collecting like tracks? You just are out. What if you want to jazz or you're too bad. Just these characters just over and over and over. Over and over and over. Okay, whatever. For all of you Earthspark fans out there, there's allegedly 2 episodes into season 4 that are coming via German TV. This is season 4, episode 1, episode 2. And I don't know. I don't get it. But is it coming? I don't know. Did they already do 3 whole seasons? I'm definitely... That's the biggest news to me. They actually made 3 seasons? I thought they only made 1 season. I didn't know they had 3. But I guess you know, I report the news too, so I probably even read season 3 somewhere and just forgot it. I would say that's it for Transformers news. I have some kind of sightings, personal sightings. When I get to that segment, I'll go over all that. That's going to be in the Star Wars segment because there's not much else to talk about in Star Wars. So if you want to see the stuff that I've found and stuff, then that's going to be in that segment. And then hopefully Tuesday I've got time to do all my pickups. I only do 4 of those a year. So that's my plan for the week. So this is Ramen Toy, and this their bones, and this one is working on some dinosaur bones here, rib cage, bone detachable to interchange with bone clamp. So you can either plug in a rib cage bone or you can plug in a clamp. Is my understanding of this. This is for classics figures or for the master, so 6 or 7 inch figures, and that's all I gotta say about that. And then we've got a few more things going on with the ramen. Okay, so we've got the Machina Shark Clear New York Comic Con exclusive. As of the 25th, there were still some available. If you want to go get them at nowheretoys.com, that is a thing that you can do if you want to do that. And then if you go to ramentoy.com, their Mobula is still up for pre-order at $138. $138 sounds like a lot of money, but it's not as much as $178, and it's not as much as $300 or $400 if you buy it on the secondary market once they sell out. So that's all I'm saying. But if Ace is watching, please comment how long we get the early bird price, because I want to order 2, but I'm buying a lot of stuff right now, so I'm trying to budget and be fiscally responsible. All right, Moto Ghostbusters. Now, this is what's going on with Moto Ghostbusters. If you missed out on any of these and you want to just get the figure, the Ghostbuster, no ghost, it's 102 to 120, something like that. I think they got 1 or 2 of them in stock, and the rest are pre-order, something like that. I got 2 ordered with the ghost, and I missed 2. I actually went there on the 30th to order it, and it said it wasn't available. It was sold out, or the time was over. Then I kind of don't really care either, because of the fact that I'm not super into Ghostbusters. The $200 price point plus the $21 tariff fee just really made me lose interest in this whole thing. But I do like the fact that if, say, let's say you missed it right now, you can get this Sam Hain, which I already have the first 2-pack. I started strong on it. And there he is. I think they added 2 different ghosts or new ghosts or something different about this. This is not exactly the same. They did make it different. Hoping hardcore collectors double dip. And I think it's $135 on the site. You got to go to the Mondo site to order it. And it is a timed pre-order, so get over there. Don't be like me and miss out if you want it. I have the first run. I definitely don't need a second one. I'm not sure. I might get the Boogeyman. If they do this with the Boogeyman, I might bite on the Boogeyman. All right, so Queen Marlene is supposed to be up on Walmart. I haven't checked it today, but as of yesterday, it wasn't available yet. This came from Hemania.com. These pictures here. And I gotta say that I will definitely get this figure. This is definitely what I'll definitely get. But I hope I don't have to jump through hoops at Walmart. Walmart is the worst place to place a pre-order through. Walmart's fine for ordering in stock. It's just the pre-order stuff it's a mess. It's a mess. Well, so is Target. Target's not great for pre-ordering either. But yeah. So they both have the same issues as giant retailers that have trouble with exclusive pre-orders. And here are the repaints for the Thundercats crossover, which I like the Thundercats crossover better than the Turtles crossover, probably because there's just not 8 options for Thundercats as there are with Turtles, and it's really redundant. Plus, Master Universe and Thundercats are so more closely related because of the fact that they use the same bucks for the Matty Collector, and then of course Super 7 did that, and so there it is. So there you go. So in my mind, that makes more sense. The only one of these I would bother picking up is Panther Man. I don't see the point of getting the other 2. They are repaints. They're slightly different. There's different stuff, but what a waste redoing Panther and Lino in what should just be a short-lived crossover line. They don't need to do 108 figures and just 6 Lion-O's. No, that does not need to happen. Panther Man, I can see. And over there on Toy Habits, they've got pictures, a lot more than this, but pictures of, and I don't know about all this. It's Adora, but Despara is like, I guess, a darker version of Adora. So Despara, we have Ripstor, and we have a version of Keldor. These are going to be the new Etheria box art, I guess. I'm in for Ripstor. Like, I kind of like Ripstor. Kind of cool. Yeah, really, really, really cool. Don't know about the other ones, though. And while I'm over there looking at this, I clicked the link from Toy Habits to the Walmart for the Queen Marlena. And it's, well, there's a King Randor is what showed up in there, but it still says it's out of stock, not available. So I've got to find the one for Marlena that they've got, but still too soon, I guess. Too soon. Marlena still looks like it is not ready to order yet. Either out of stock, no picture, meaning it's not ready to order. Wait, Marlena actually has a picture. Pretty slick. And Super 7 is making some Elmos. There's a glow-in-the-dark Elmo and a rainbow colorway Elmo. Now, before you get all, why is Brian Flynn making a rainbow Elmo for children? Look in the top right corner. That's 14 plus. 14 plus for a rainbow Elmo. This is not targeting children at all. Well, at least here on YouTube, 13 is considered an adult, right? That's what it was. All right, so we've got some other stuff going on here. I guess this is more SH Figuarts and the Elphaba and Glinda figures, Tnbe Nations, a witch and a princess. I don't know much about it, but I thought it looked interesting, so there it is. These usually run expensive amounts of money. Don't see the price. Pre-orders open on November 7th. And yeah, the Wicked. They're all sold separately. If you're in on this, you know what you're in for, right? Alright, so next up we got some Lego inspired sets here. So I'm just going to run through the wording and then just randomly place pictures. But I am starting it with the Power Rangers, which I have to say, I make Power Ranger videos, very few. But I have a few things Power Rangers. They don't get a whole lot of views, but I'll watch another like Power Ranger only channel and they'll get 20,000 views, which blows my mind. But at the same time, I understand that their following is interested, that most of my viewers aren't interested in Power Rangers, but I do want to have a set. Anyway, Lego. They're doing some stuff like there's E.T., Smurf Village, Downtown Abbey, High Claire Castle, a bowl of ramen, and then there's some La Katrina. And then there's more submissions to be reviewed, like Golden Girls, Daft Punk, Old Man and the Sea. And so Lego's interesting. And on one hand, I'm intrigued by what they accomplish. On the other hand, I just personally don't have the time to invest into that. So I'm impressed with the brain that made that Voltron and how they made it all work. I'm not happy with the Voltron stuff. It really is a statue. You gotta be very careful with it. But also at the same time, though, like I collect stuff that I like, so I might buy 3 of the same thing that I like, and maybe down the road I sell an extra one. But like if I was buying Lego, I'd literally only be buying it to resell it, and so I don't. Like, why bother? I'm not. I could have made a lot of money with buying and reselling Lego, but I just personally, it's not for me, so I don't want it. So I don't buy it, I don't touch it, I don't mess with it, and yeah, that's how you know the difference between a collector and a scalper. Because I knew all along I could have tripled my money on Lego sets, and I still stayed away from it just because I'm not into it. Okay, now we got the Operation Monster Force. This is a 1/12 scale toy line. I guess you're going to get it at BBTS because it's Big Bad Workshop, which is BBTS, and Monster Force Dark Directives. Exclusive figures available for pre-order now. when I click the Bag Workshop, well, it doesn't take me to BBTS, but I think they're a BBTS. Anyway, they look kind of cool. They're kind of interesting, 6-inch figures, and I like them, but I'm not into them. I'm not getting them. This is how, if you're going to do an offshoot kind of your own toy line, do something like this that you could put in 6 other toy lines. It could work with Masters of the Universe. It could work with Heman, the bigger ones. It could work with Skeleton Warriors, the old 90s line. It could work in a lot of ways. A lot of capacities. You can just keep coming up with it. I mean, I guess you could put them in G.I. Joe as dead people, right? This bones laying on the ground, right? So people are saying October 28th, the pre-orders for Star Wars are up. And there it is. So if you want to get those, a little more information, $18 a figure on those vintage collection, which just, I don't like that price, and I just don't know. I mean, there's like 400 of these bad boys now. I mean, it's crazy. I think they all look great. They're all awesome, but I really only want one of each character. I don't want all the different variations, and that's just the way it is. In fact, the more they make, the more I just want to downsize to only Kenner, is kind of where I'm going now. And I really would latch on more to retro Kenner. Like, that's the way it should go. For the Black Series, they all look pretty cool. They all look good. I actually, in my pickups, I did get a full price Black Series figure. I'll talk about that. But let's show some things, some sightings around here. I may have shown a couple of these in the past, but, why not? So these Batman figures, they were like $8 each. Something cheap, real cheap. So I got them. So I got a full set so I can build the Zeus. Then we have Beast Wars reaction figures, and I still think 15's too much. And so does absolutely everybody else, because they're still there. There's this one and a Black Arachnia. If in editing, hope I remember to put just the picture that has both, so we can see them both. Then this is kind of cool. This is a Ross find, and it's Black Series Jedi Survivor droids, $21 for 3 figures. Do the math on that. It's $7 a figure, $21, and great for a Christmas gift for a kid that likes Star Wars, right? And they've made all these figures in the past, but they're just recolors of them, and it's for the Jedi Survivor game. So anyway, this is something else at Ollie's, and I know some people are like, Ollie's is not the land of the plenty. Ollie's is the land of the cheap, occasionally something good. So let's just be honest with that. But this figure here, and I even forgot her name, Halkana, whatever. I don't even see it on the box. What kind of packaging is this? So whatever. I knew she would be the cheapest one. It's why I waited for her to be last. I actually got her for like $7 at a GameStop, but I might pick a second one up if they get cheap enough. Don't know why though. Why can't this be 2 cases of short rounds? That's not how it goes. They're $10 each. Seeing the car for the Simpsons. Now here's the thing: I'm not collecting the 2-inch ones, and the bigger ones I think are done. Is that what I'm hearing? Stick a fork in them. So that was quick. Who knows? We'll find out. But I think you can collect the big ones and then have like just the car with the small ones in it as the family. And yeah, it's not bad. $34 for all this, so you get all the figures and the car. Yeah, the car is really cheap, but it's really cartoony. More Star Wars stuff here, and I might have shown this in the past too, but this is kind of stuff showing up for cheap. $6 for Black Series, $4 for retro, and really it doesn't even matter. It could be retro, it could be vintage collection. It's still only $4. This is where 90% of my Star Wars collecting is at Ross, and the other 10% is the one thing I buy, or maybe 2 all year. Not a good picture, but I did get a picture of Demona. Is it Demona? $17, $18 at Ross. Just shocked how much of these are showing up. I mean, I like the gargoyle stuff. I feel like it's really good value at $36, but at $17, I'm like, I already have her. I don't need another one. We've got this for, was it $15 or $17? $16.99? Something like $15 or $17 for the parachute jumper. which I thought was a pretty good deal. I'm not super into all of these, but the parachute, now I got to test it and see, does it actually work like it did back in the day? You throw your figure in the air and it floats down, or does it still sink like a rock? Does it fall like a rock? Does it hit you in the head if you do something like that? And probably still the hottest news is the ZD Toys ones. I'll just leave this picture just chilling here as we finish up the news. But let me know what you guys think about this week's weekly news and review. What else is going on out there that is really awesome? Like and subscribe, and Tnbe Hanger out.